Today, my friend, we're talking all things 626 in the 90s. Starting off in 1991, Seinfeld is airing season 2, episode 12, The Busboy. George tries to apologize to a busboy after one of his comments got him fired. Elaine tries to get one of her male friends out of her house.
Another classic, Steve.
Early,
Another one. Yeah, hell yeah.
they haven't fleshed out their characters yet, man.
Well, even without the fully fleshed out characters, this one was fucking great.
Oh, yeah. It's fun to see, like, the roots where it started. Like, this is season 2, and before they fully blossom into like the iconic pop cultural characters that we know, like you could see they're getting like a feel for everything still.
Well, I think, especially for George, we get a lot of like what we want to see out of George in this. The manic, just insanity of him,
Neurotic.
and just the bad luck. George is like a bad luck magnet, and this episode just fully encompasses that.
Totally.
Even when he's trying to be a good guy, he just fucks it up somehow, you know?
And we start this off with Jerry doing one of his bits at the comedy show, and he's talking about how he's not a foodie. He gets sick of people who are so particular with their orders. This is too much. This is too salty. This is too that. Just shut up and eat it. I hate them people too.
Yeah, I gotta be honest. I'm fully there with Jerry on that. I also like where he's like, what is with this book we put the check in? Is this the story of the meal? That's a good point, Jerry.
He has some valid ones.
And then we go to a restaurant where we see George, Jerry, and Elaine eating. It's not the diner, Steve. This is more of a fancy Italian joint. As always, George, he's moping, pissed off. He went to an Italian place, and why do you go with the pesto? Why do I always think I'm going to like pesto?
He feels like he's supposed to because everyone's talking about the pesto. It's the pesto, pesto, pesto.
I actually like pesto, Steve, so I'm going to stick up for pesto. It's a delicious treat, but I get it. You go to Olive Garden and you go against your usual order and it sucks. It sucks. You know, there's nothing worse than that. Jerry points out some guy in a ball cap, and I like this. He's just like 9 out of 10. That guy's got hair plugs. Just some pettiness, which everybody does at a restaurant. We all do this. Just silently, well, not even silently, judge people, you know, that you're looking
It's
at.
like a Visa card. I take my pettiness everywhere I go.
Exactly, dude. And Elaine, she's got a friend coming over, you know? And everyone's like, oh, guy coming in. What's up? They're just friends, Steve, that shared an intimate moment.
I think he was in town. Yeah, got it cracking. And apparently he's only going to be staying for a week.
Week, though, Steve. That's a long time. Hopefully it goes okay.
It's enough time.
Definitely been in that situation that turns bad. But as they're talking, we see like in the background, this busboy is like doing some stuff. And he leaves like a menu, I guess like touching a candle or something. Something catches fire.
Yeah.
And George, being constantly on his toes, sees this immediately, puts the fire out. There's no issue. But then I think the owner or somebody comes out and is like, what's going on here? And George's like joking about it. But he's like, busboy left some over here, caught fire, you know? And the guy's like, oh, you know, and George's like, no, it's fine. It's cool. And I think he says it or Jerry says it's like, I'm never coming.
Oh, no, Elaine says that.
Yeah, somebody says it. So it's a joke. It's no big deal, Steve. Maybe they shouldn't have said some of that stuff.
Because when they go back to the table, they turn around and the busboy's getting chewed out. And now they're like, man, like it's all because of me. And now they're pointing at me. Why did he just point at me, Jerry? It can't be because of me.
And Elaine's like, wait, was it the joke? Do you think it was? He knew I was kidding, right? Like it wasn't a joke.
And Jerry's just like, I didn't say anything.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm out. I like Jerry's position in this because he has no stake in the game. He can just observe. He doesn't have to feel anything. But George and Elaine both feeling kind of fucked up about what just happened because Busboy's out of jobs, Steve. You know?
He'll get another job.
And that's literally what Jerry's saying in the next scene. He's like, fucking around busboys all the time. They're constantly getting a new job. That's what their busboy life is.
I talked to a lot of them.
Don't worry about that guy.
At the comedy show.
Back on his feet in no time. And as they're kind of discussing this, I mean, George is spinning at this point about this whole thing. Elaine comes in and is like, I'm a clever little chickadee. And it turns out she actually found the busboy. She got the address She found out who it is and where he's at. She's done what she needs to do. She gives that to George and is like, do with this what you will, you know,
Yeah.
make amends. But she's not in it because she's got some dick coming into town, Steve. So she can't really make that trip.
Ed, yeah, her and Ed get to the bed, and George, he wastes no time, man. He heads over to the busboy's apartment, but as he's doing that, Kramer comes in, and Jerry's like, "Hey, man, why don't you just wait? Like after I do my show?" He's like, "Well, no, dude, I got to get this now. Why don't you let Kramer go with you as backup, just in case?"
He actually is like, dude, it's kind of like dangerous. You just got this guy fired. I don't know if it's a good idea that you just drop in on this dude and like even if you're apologizing. So rightfully so. I mean, this is New York, Steve.
And it's Kramer. You know,
Yeah.
you're just like, man, strength in numbers.
I mean, I don't like Kramer as a person and as a human being, but he's a giant dude, so he could at least like drop a big boot on a dude or something, you know?
A lariat, I don't know. And then they make it to the busboy spot, and George tells Kramer, "I appreciate you for coming, but hear me out. Um, try not to say shit."
Yeah, don't say anything, okay? Please. It's already uncomfortable. So finally the busboy opens up the door. I know this guy, Steve. I can't place what movie this dude's from. He was in a lot of shit.
He looks familiar.
He almost looks like Eddie Torres from New York Undercover, but it's not him. To be honest with you, I think this guy was actually in an Adam Sandler, Damon Wayans movie called Bulletproof, but that's neither here nor there. He opens the door. George and Kramer let themselves in, but this guy is stonewalling him, Steve. He's not saying anything. I don't know if he doesn't speak English. We don't know at this point. He's like standing nose to nose with George. I feel like at this point, he's about to throw a fucking haymaker. You know, it looks that way, Steve.
And he's searching for the words to say. He's being careful, and he just really wants to apologize. While he's doing that, the busboy, he notices that his cat's not there. He goes searching around, and then he sees the doors left open. So immediately he thinks, man, my cat just left when y'all came in. Who left the door open? Who left the door open?
Yeah, Spanish. Buck Spanish. He knows English, Steve. He gets that much out. Now George and Kramer have to help this guy look for his cat because now he's out of a job and a pet. Yeah, that's not great. You know, I feel like if anything, now you're in more physical danger than you were before, but
But here's my thing.
whatever.
Like they're just sitting there in the next scene. Like, man, you must not care about that cat that much. Y'all just sitting at the table. I get it. You're pissed, but like action. Underlay, underlay.
It's New York, Steve. I mean, how many cats are out there? You could just go out there and just go get a new cat, dude. They're out. They're everywhere.
Facts.
And also, they come back. I think they even Kramer might even say that. I think Kramer's like trying to like lighten the mood a little bit. He's like, you know, cats come leave and come back all the time. That's kind of their vibe. You know, he's trying to smooth things over, but he keeps adding like weird shit too. You know, the Kramer shit.
Yeah, it's like you're edging out of the situation, but you bring yourself back in. And not only did the man lose his cat, Kramer breaks his lamp.
I mean, this guy, his life is getting fucked up. Add an apology on for that. That's an IOU. That's our bad. And George gives to add another dickhead comment to this guy. This guy's got nothing. He's living by himself in an apartment. He's lost his cat. Got a fucked up light now. George is like, you know what? We're going to get out of here. Super sorry about everything. Here's my card. I'm in real estate. So just give me a call sometime, you know, whenever you're ready to move again.
Yeah.
You know, if.
Looking for something better.
Yeah, dude. And then as they leave, Kramer had put like the piece back on the light and they shut the door and the piece just falls away. Just again, just another fuck you to this guy.
And then coming back to Jerry's, he's on the phone with George. George is stressing about this. Jerry's trying to calm him down, like, dude, he's not going to kill you. He's not going to stalk you. It'll be all right. And then Kramer, he comes back and he's like, dude, he wants to know when you can help him find the cat. It's like, dude, that's not my problem. But you told him.
It's up to the cat now.
Yeah. And Jerry's playing middleman the whole time. Kramer's like, man, let me talk to him. Dude, call him on your phone.
I like how Jerry's like, he doesn't know where you live. Why'd you give him a card with your name and address?
Hello, motherfucker.
So the guy does know where he lives. That's now gone. I mean, the problem's kind of out there, Steve. This busboy can fuck himself at this point. But then Elaine comes in. She's got Ed downstairs, and she needs Jerry's car. She needs to be sure, 100%, 110% if possible, that all the bases are covered. She's got to get Ed the fuck out of New York City because this guy is a downer, bringing her down. The sex the first time, I guess, was great, but the conversation must not be shit, Steve, because she is pissed.
He's a great guy, but she hates his guts. This time around, they haven't even done the yada yada yada. The whole time, she told him that she was on her blood stains.
She on them bloodies. But Jerry assures her that the car's fine. He's going over like these sort of New York things like, what's your route? What's the route to get to the airport? She actually got a secret special route from a taxi driver who peeped her onto something for like an extra 5 spot or something. So everything's kind of locked in. If this was a bank heist, all the bases are covered, but she has to get Ed out of
Yeah,
town.
certainly. And we come back to another Jerry bit where he's doing this comedy shtick, man, and he has another valid point. He's talking about flying doesn't make him nervous. It's the driving to the airport that makes him nervous. It's not like they have a cannon where if you miss your flight, you can just hop into the cannon and they're just like, hey, so you're going to be in Dallas? You're going to be in Chicago? I wish they did, though.
Yeah, like Super Mario, that would be pretty fucking dope.
That's the worst part, though, man. When I get on the plane, I'm on the plane. We're gonna take off eventually, but like making it there, like did I get here on time? Is there gonna be a delay? Is there gonna be a long line? All of that stuff is racing in your head.
And I'm usually on a heavy edible at that point, so
Coasting.
I'm coasting, but I'm also stressing inside in only the way that you can when you're that high on an edible. But then we cut to the next morning, Steve, and all those well-laid plans that Elaine had, we forgot to say she got a new alarm clock. That was one of the things Jerry said, and she's like, "No, I got one that does it all. This shit will call my mother if I don't wake up. It's got so many options." But apparently she didn't plug it in or something fucked up because when she does wake up, they got like an hour to get to the airport, Steve. Ed's already like, let's just fucking chill, babe. Maybe their period's over. And she's like, no. And she's like throwing shit around. She's getting him on his ass. He keeps making excuses, and she'd put him on her back if she could.
Where's my brown sweater? I can't find it. And she gives him her sweater.
Here it is. You fuck. It's like, this is your sweater. This isn't my sweater. Shut up. It's fucking brown, you little
Where's
bitch.
my shoes? Man, fuck your shoes. What about the people who was making it around before shoes were made, huh? You'd be all right.
Doesn't look like they're going to make that flight, Steve. But we cut to Jerry's. Him and George are having a very interesting conversation where George is like the Rain Man of knowing a great bathroom no matter what location you give him in New York City. Apparently, this was something that Jerry Seinfeld found out about Larry David. Larry David actually did this in a conversation with Jerry, and that's why they did this in the show.
Very apropos for a Larry David conversation.
They're like, yeah, fifth and whatever. He's like, that's easy. There's a library with a golden toy. You know, he knows it all, Steve. He knows where the wet wipes are. He knows where the
bidets,
the nice stalls are, all that shit. He's a Rain Man of bathrooms. We can give him that.
But Elaine, she walks in and we find out that despite all of her efforts, they didn't make it on time. And now Ed is not at the airport about to depart. He's actually downstairs looking for a parking spot.
She had it all. She's in like this weird like flow state whenever she gets into the apartment too. She's like, I've never driven so fast in my life. It's like very monotone. She's like, I was there. I hit every turn. I hit every light. But then I got to the Van Wyck. And they say that nobody can beat the Van Wyck. I came as close as anyone humanly possibly could to doing it. But god damn it.
That 5-car pilot.
Right at the end. So yeah, Ed's downstairs, and then Kramer comes in, and he just drops a nuclear bomb in the room. He's like, "Hey man, remember Antonio the busboy? He's coming.
He's like,
he's coming right now."
He's like downstairs.
So George is terrified. He's trying to like figure out a way to jump out a window safely. Antonio gets there, and he's looking intense, Steve. He's looking almost a little more intense than he was in the fucking his apartment the other day. You know?
I'd be shitting my pants if I was George. But when Antonio comes in, he tells him, like, you know, that restaurant that I was fired from, They just had a gas and it killed everyone inside, including my replacement. And I have you to thank. If it wasn't for you, I'd be dead. I'd be in that restaurant. Thank you, George. Mucho gracias.
And on top of all that, on top of just, he has his life, Steve. He's out looking for his cat, got a new job, paid even better.
Yeah.
Then when he came home, fucking cat's back.
Everything.
Right?
Everything.
I think
Yeah,
so.
everything's in the right place.
He's happy, dude. Antonio's a nice guy. I like a guy who he sees an opportunity to give people their propers. Like they came and apologized. Antonio's a stand-up busboy, Steve. He wants to say thank you, gracias.
As Antonio leaves, you hear or overhear him arguing with Ed.
I like Ed's like, hey man, watch where you. It's so fucking nerdy. Hey man, watch where you're going, and fight ensues, Steve. I think they might both be dead because we hear him falling down some steps.
Man, Ed was denied some sniz for a whole week. I'd be tight too. What'd you say to me?
And he's losing his hair, dude. He's losing his hair. He just had to find a parking spot, street parking in New York City, which that has to be goddamn impossible. So Antonio just walked into a powder keg, Steve, and let him match. Sucks.
I understand, Ed. I feel your pain.
Then we cut to the diner, and I love that. Shout out, Ed. We get it. We've all been there. You're gonna get back. You're gonna get that pussy someday. Next scene, we're in the diner. They're still talking about this busboy. Jerry's like, dude, I'm telling you, he's gonna get another job as soon as he heals and can walk again. So that fight didn't go great.
When the cast comes in.
Yeah, that's what it was. And then Elaine's like, they say something and she's like, oh yeah, I'd love to, except I can't do shit. She has to help heal Ed, Steve. He's stuck here until his injuries heal.
Yeah. We go to another Jerry bit on stage, and he's like, man, I can't believe people fight, or even boxing for that matter. You have two guys who they didn't have any arguments before. Maybe that's what we should do. Give each of them a car, drive around in circles. Like maybe they'll get into an accident. Be like, hey, man, that wasn't you. And then they're ready for a fight.
Good episode. I loved it. I'm loving every episode we watch of Seinfeld. So at this point, we haven't had a bad one.
Yeah.
So we're like 10 for 10.
And this is actually the only Seinfeld episode where Jerry's not a part of any of the storylines.
I like this because he gets to just sit back and be like, you guys are screwed. Like, have that kind of energy.
And this was also the first time two different stories collided at the end of a Seinfeld episode. And that's kind of like their calling card. We've covered episodes where that's happened, where like this character is dealing with this angle, that character's dealing with that angle, and then by the end of the episode, they bump heads. This is the first episode where that happened.
Yeah, it's kind of like a signature thing of the show, I feel like.
Yeah.